Hello MotoGP enthusiasts, welcome back to ZNGP today. Jorge Lorenzo offers advice to Marc Marquez regarding his adjustment to riding a year-old version of the Ducati in MotoGP, urging him to overcome any psychological disadvantages and maximize his performance on the GP23. Ducati is advised to postpone deciding on their factory bike riders for the next season amid a highly anticipated silly season in MotoGP, where many riders' contracts are expiring, creating uncertainty and potential opportunities for reshuffling. Francesco Bagnaia's contract renewal with Ducati was not as straightforward as anticipated, shedding light on the unexpected challenges faced during negotiations. Despite assumptions of a seamless process, Ducati's new sporting director, Mauro Grassilli, encountered difficulties in navigating his first MotoGP rider contract negotiation. Enea Bastianini's strong start to the MotoGP season continues as he clinches a podium finish in Portimao, Portugal, securing second place in Sunday's race. The Ducati rider reflects on his performance, acknowledging the challenges faced and expressing confidence for the upcoming race in Austin. Click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Lorenzo acknowledges the challenge Marquez faces riding an older bike compared to his Ducati counterparts on the upgraded GP24. However, he emphasizes the importance of Marquez focusing on his own performance and disregarding any perceived disadvantages. He has to forget about that disadvantage, and with what he has, be the best Ducati rider riding the 2023. Lorenzo on psychological disadvantage. Despite riding an older bike, Lorenzo believes Marquez can still excel and potentially surprise his competitors by maximizing his performance on the GP23. He highlights the possibility of Marquez outperforming riders on newer machinery. If so, he will be able to surprise those who ride the 2024. Lorenzo on surprising performance. Lorenzo reflects on past seasons where riders on older machinery initially outperformed those on newer bikes. However, he suggests that this year's situation favors the riders on the GP24, posing a challenge for Marquez. This season is one in which the new bike is clearly better than the old one. That is not good for Marc. Lorenzo on past seasons. Lorenzo discusses Marquez's decision to switch manufacturers and acknowledges the challenges he faces due to his age and past injuries. However, he remains optimistic about Marquez's potential to adapt and improve his performance over time. He has made the best decision at a sporting level. We can see a Marquez who has not lost much speed and with the impetus that has benefited him many times throughout his career. Lorenzo on Marquez's decision and future. Jorge Lorenzo provides insights into Marquez's situation riding the older Ducati model and offers encouragement for him to focus on maximizing his performance despite the challenges posed by newer machinery. He remains optimistic about Marquez's abilities and potential to succeed in MotoGP. With the majority of MotoGP riders nearing the end of their contracts, the decision on Ducati's factory bike riders for 2025 is crucial and expected to set off a chain reaction in the silly season as other riders seek opportunities and teams strategize their lineups. Ducati's decision is likely to be the first domino to fall before riders commit to other projects. Gavin Emmett highlights Ducati's pivotal role. Various riders, including Jorge Martin, Franco Morbidelli, Marco Bezzecchi, and Fabio Quartararo, are vying for potential opportunities, contributing to the complexity of the silly season and creating uncertainty around rider lineups across different teams. Gavin Emmett discusses the unpredictability. So many unknowns. That's why this silly season will be the silliest season ever. Despite having Francesco Bagnaia in their ranks, Ducati is still speculated to be interested in acquiring Marc Marquez, given his stature in the sport and potential to deliver results. However, the final decision may hinge on Marquez's performance and results in the upcoming races. If you're behind that Ducati team, you still want Marc Marquez on your bike. Gavin Emmett highlights Ducati's potential interest in Marquez. The upcoming silly season in MotoGP, combined with Ducati's pivotal decision on their factory bike riders, adds an element of unpredictability and excitement to the sport. As Ducati evaluates its options, other teams and riders eagerly await the outcome, setting the stage for a compelling and transformative period in the championship. Mauro Grassilli, Ducati's new sporting director, found himself thrust into the role of negotiating Francesco Bagnaia's contract, despite his background primarily in marketing. The transition proved challenging, as Grassilli had never negotiated a MotoGP rider contract before. "This is the first time I negotiated a contract in which I am the one who has the wallet, the money. It was much more difficult than I imagined." Grassilli's perspective. The pressure to secure Bagnaia's contract before the start of the season intensified, with Ducati's hopes pinned on finalizing the deal before the Qatar MotoGP. Grassilli initially doubted the feasibility of meeting this deadline due to his lack of experience in understanding the full context of negotiations. "There was a moment when I did have doubts about being able to close it before Qatar. My first renewal, with such an important rider, was not easy." Grassilli's reflection. Despite the challenges, Ducati recognized the significance of retaining Bagnaia, not only for his on-track performance but also for embodying the values of the Ducati brand. Grassilli emphasized Bagnaia's importance within the Ducati universe and the personal goal to secure his contract renewal before the start of the season. "It combines all the values of our brand, and he is very loved by the entire Ducati universe." Grassilli's sentiment. With Bagnaia's contract secured, attention now turns to the second factory Ducati seat for 2025. Ducati aims to carefully assess their options, considering potential candidates such as Enea Bastianini, Jorge Martin, and even Marc Marquez, emphasizing the importance of making a deliberate and strategic decision. "Now we have decided to slow down and see how events develop on the track. The choice will be important. It has to be considered, and it is something that requires time." Grassilli's approach. Francesco Bagnaia's contract negotiation journey with Ducati revealed unexpected challenges faced by the team's new sporting director, Mauro Grassilli. Despite initial difficulties, Ducati succeeded in securing Bagnaia's contract renewal, underscoring his significance to the team. With the first hurdle cleared, Ducati now focuses on carefully deliberating their options for the second factory Ducati seat in 2025. Bastianini reviews his race in Portimao, recognizing the importance of avoiding mistakes after a setback in the sprint race. Despite a good start, he acknowledges Jorge Martin's dominance and the challenge posed by Maverick Vinales. Bastianini expresses satisfaction at overcoming last year's injury to claim a podium finish at Portimao. "It feels good to be on the podium here in Portimao. I have never been here before." Bastianini's perspective. Bastianini reflects on his race strategy and the difficulty of overtaking, particularly when competing against different bike styles. He mentions Vinales' unfortunate mechanical issue and expresses disappointment at not being able to engage in a last-lap battle. Additionally, he acknowledges the nerves at the start of the race but highlights Martin's flawless performance. "Jorge managed the race well. Every time we got closer he stretched that 10th. Bastianini's analysis. Bastianini comments on the incident between Marc Marquez and Francesco Bagnaia, considering it a racing incident influenced by the difficulty of overtaking in MotoGP. Looking ahead to Austin, he maintains a confident yet cautious mindset, acknowledging the competitiveness of the circuit and the challenge posed by Marquez. "In today's MotoGP, overtaking has become more difficult and contacts can often occur. There we will have to face Marc Marquez." Bastianini's viewpoint. Enea Bastianini's podium finish in Portimao marks another strong performance in the MotoGP season. Reflecting on the race, he highlights the challenges faced and looks ahead to the upcoming event in Austin with a determined attitude, aware of the competition posed by Marc Marquez on the circuit. Thanks for watching ZNGP today. And this is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.